might be alien technology. Maybe, the path that it took was designed, it was fine-tuned to come close to planets. That's why it's in the same plane. And the size is much bigger than we expect for a rock, because this is not a rock.
They didn't shut off the power. They didn't shut off the machines. They shut off the voice, the one that always tells us what's happening beyond our sky. By the third week of its approach, when 3I Atlas brushed past Mars, NASA's voice went dark. Websites froze, feeds stopped updating, the signal vanished, and in that silence, something moved through the Martian night, a traveler from beyond our sun. The third interstellar object ever discovered, the first to slip past another world while we had eyes on it. But while the world stopped looking, people noticed. Silence is never just silence when it comes from the sky. It was supposed to be the moment of truth, closest approach of 3I Atlas, the perfect window for images, for proof. But just as the object entered the frame, the feed went dark. Government shut down. They said it had been drifting for eons, before Mars had rivers, before Earth had oceans, before names existed for stars. It didn't come screaming in like a comet. It came on a flat trajectory, slipping politely along the plane of our planets, not wild from above or below like Oumuamua or Borisov. This one followed the rules, and that's what felt wrong. When we first spotted it in July 2025, it didn't act like anything we'd catalogued before. It was fast, over 60 kilometers per second. It had a coma, that misty cloud surrounding its core. But it didn't have a tail, at least not a real one. Instead, it had something rarer, an anti-tail, a stream of material pointing toward the sun, a visual illusion, maybe, but only if you're observing it from a very specific angle, an angle we shouldn't have had. Or maybe it wasn't an illusion at all. Maybe it was something else entirely. We studied the coma, spectral analysis, high-res imagery, anything we could grab before it slipped too close. And what we found raised more questions than answers. It wasn't bluish like cyanogen, wasn't yellow from sodium. It glowed green, deep, unmistakable, emerald. That glow shouldn't exist so far from the sun, not without extreme chemistry or something more complex than chemistry. Even in the vacuum of space, the object pulsed with energy, structured, active, wrong. And then, in September 25th, a massive coronal mass ejection hurled charged plasma directly in the object's path. It should have triggered something, a distortion in the coma, a shift in trajectory, any visible reaction, but nothing happened. The solar storm hit, and 3I Atlas just kept going. No disruption, no flicker, not even a shimmer. As if the sun itself, the furnace that shapes comets, disintegrates asteroids, couldn't touch it. By October 3rd, it was nearing its closest point to Mars, just 29 million kilometers. A cosmic whisper, practically brushing against a world filled with robotic eyes. And then, Earth went blind. NASA's systems began to stall. Orbiter feeds lagged. Social media channels paused. Official updates, gone. Only 3I Atlas kept drifting, silent, indifferent, unobserved, at least officially, because the timing didn't feel accidental. Here's the thing. Not all of NASA shuts down in a freeze. Critical systems remain running. Machines keep working. Satellites keep watching, but the voices, the ones that tell us what's being seen, are cut off. Cameras may have recorded it. Satellites may have caught it. But no one told us, because the parts of the agency that protect flight and hardware stay online. The parts that tell you what's happening, those are deemed non-essential. So the sky didn't stop moving. We just stopped listening. Then came a whisper. A single, long exposure image taken by Perseverance, the rover on the surface of Mars. Captured October 2nd, just hours before closest approach. Most of its photos are of dust, rocks, clouds, but that night, its camera pointed up. And in one frame, a streak, not a star, not a glitch, not a satellite, straight, sharp, wrong. It didn't arc like a star, didn't flash like cosmic rays. It passed, fast, clean and silent. Was it 3i Atlas? The timing fits, the direction fits, the data quietly uploaded, then quietly forgotten. Other orbiters were in range: ESA's Mars Express, NASA's Maven, the Trace Gas Orbiter, even China's Tianwen-1 and the UAE's Hope mission, all circling the red planet, all equipped with high-res cameras and sensitive instruments. They were awake, they were ready, and if any machines could have seen it, these could. So why haven't we seen anything? No photos, no spectra, just silence. Except one vague ESA press release. Observations of 3i Atlas are ongoing and promising. That's it. No images, no data. The truth may be sitting on a hard drive, maybe in a file waiting for approval, maybe buried under embargo, maybe already erased. This moment, an interstellar object flying past a planet we've filled with cameras, should have been a goldmine of science. Instead, it became a ghost story. Some say it's just bureaucracy, just bad timing, just politics, but others remember Oumuamua, its odd light curve, its trajectory shift with no tail. How it left more questions than answers. And now, another strange visitor passes even closer. And again, we're left with nothing. Not denial, not confirmation, just absence. Maybe the silence is the message. Because in space, silence is never neutral. It's not that we lost the signal. It's that it may have been cut. We may have seen something we weren't meant to, or we were told to stop looking, or someone chose not to show us what they found. Maybe the images are too strange. Maybe they're too revealing. Or maybe they never existed in the first place. But if we miss this rare moment, this cosmic chance, what else have we missed? Atlas came and went in a narrow window, between knowledge and forgetting, between science and silence. It passed, and we didn't see it. Maybe not at all. But we're still watching, still listening, still waiting for the next object to come drifting in from the dark, the next signal they'll try not to show us, and when it comes, we'll be here,